What's up, guys? This is Jay Griff. Welcome to the very first Dark Souls 2 blog, as promised. Now, I'm about 1 hour into Dark Souls 2. Just installed it and fired it up tonight. And ooh, what's the best way to sum up? Probably the best way to sum up my initial impression is I got a really bad feeling about this. I don't know if it's that I've gone from playing on an Xbox 360 controller on the PC to going playing with my PS3 controller, but those controls feel really bad. They feel super loose, they feel really delayed, and the camera feels terrible. It it all of my fine control, I feel like, is gone. I cannot control the character as far as like whether he's gonna crawl forward at a really slow walk or run headlong into things. It feels like if he's moving at all, he's running. I don't have enough control there. I feel like the camera doesn't have anywhere near the fine control that it did in Dark Souls 1 because I've fallen off 3 cliffs already because the camera wouldn't turn. I was trying to slowly guide my character around things like I always used to do, and the camera just didn't fucking move, and he walked straight off and died. Maybe it's that I need to get used to it? I don't know, but it feels bad. It doesn't feel good. And the combat doesn't feel good either. Combat feels fucking slow. Like, it feels like I'm hitting the button to make my character swing, and he's just not doing it. He's just doing it on his own time and waiting. Rolling is slower than it used to be. Running has a significant delay. He doesn't start running right away when you hit the button. It waits for a second. I think it's 1 full second. The game waits before it starts running. Um, and by far the worst thing about Dark Souls was the fact that it didn't have a dedicated jump button. And I had heard that there is a dedicated jump button in Dark Souls 2, and it is. But they took the worst thing about the Dark Souls 1 controls and they made it worse because it's not circle anymore, which is still the run button and the roll button. It's the left analog stick. It's clicking it down. Okay? So I'm walking forward. I'm using this stick to control the exact direction I'm moving in, and then it wants me to hit the fucking button that on this analog stick only really works if you're not moving the stick at all. If your stick is forward, you can't hit that button. And if you do, you're going to veer off in a direction, which is exactly what happened. In the first 10 minutes, it gives you a tutorial and it says, hey, run and jump. Jump off this. You'll be fine. And sure enough, ran up to it, in the air, hard left, death. Because it's this. They took the worst thing about Dark Souls control scheme and they made it worse. That's terrible. And your only option is to change it back to the circle button. It's your only other option for that button. That's horrible. That's fucking horrible. Why would they do that? I can't believe how bad these controls feel. I really can't. But, you know, maybe I just have to get used to a different control set. Maybe I have to get used to using this controller again. I don't know, because everybody used to say that the analog sticks on the DualShock 3 felt bad compared to the 360 controller, and I never knew what they were talking about because I didn't own a 360 controller. I bought one for Dark Souls. Now I fucking know what they're talking about because these analog sticks suck. They suck ass. And there's gonna be a lot of deaths because of that reason. Um, but gameplay itself, really surprising thing is that only one of the classes this time around gets shield, or at least starts with one. I chose the cleric class, so I do not have a shield, and I feel absolutely goddamn naked without it. Dark Souls 1 trained me to live behind that shield, and now I simply don't have one. I can tell you what the worst part of Dark Souls 1 was. as far as like me not feeling like I could handle the area. It was the Tomb of the Giants because you couldn't use a shield. You had to hold up the skull lantern with your left hand. So you couldn't equip a shield. And that was the fucking worst. I felt like I was going to die every single moment. And now that's just this whole game? Fucking really? And going back to the control delay, I tried to use my weapon to block. There is a big fucking delay between the blocking animation and the attacking animation. He won't go from blocking to attacking. He won't do it. If you get the block up, which is about that slow, before he will do anything else, he must first lower his guard, then he will attack. It's really delayed and really off-putting, really disconcerting. I ran away from the enemy in there's a big fat-ass enemy in the tutorial area that I think was guarding something that was important. I straight up bypassed him because I don't trust the combat system. Well, that's not true. I tried to fight it once, and because of the control delay, I got murdered. I was just standing there and it hit me as I was jamming on the dodge button as hard as I could. I just died, and my character just fucking stood there and took it. I got a real bad feeling about this. Something is not right with these controls. Classes. The classes appear to be fairly standard compared to last time. There's a couple differences in the stats. Like now your equipment burden is an individual stat. It's not tied to endurance anymore, which controls your stamina. I've heard that the soul leveling curve isn't as steep, so that might not be as big a deal. But I don't know. Dark Souls never gave you enough souls for you to focus on more than 3 or 4 stats at the most. And the way the stats are broken down now, it looks like you needed to pour points into vitality and endurance to get your... Or it's not vitality anymore, actually. Now it's called something else. Whatever gives you health, whatever gives you stamina, whatever gives you equipment burden, whatever increases your agility, then your damage stat, either strength or dexterity, and then there's something called adaptability. I don't even know what that does. So, I mean, bottom line, first hour of Dark Souls 2, I'm not impressed. It has gotten me completely unhyped to play this game at all because the controls feel so bad. Playing Dark Souls 1, when you died, that was your fault. You did that. You screwed up. I don't feel like I screwed up at all tonight. I died a lot. I feel like the controller wasn't, conveying my orders. I feel like the buttons weren't working. I've heard the PS4 controller has way better analog sticks and that it works with the PS3. I may actually go out and buy one just to see if I can get it working for this game, because if this is the way this is going to be, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to beat this game because these controls suck. They feel real bad. I can't play it like this. We'll see if that wears off. We'll see if I get used to it and it's just, okay, it's a different controller. But I get the feeling about another 2-3 hours of this, if that feeling doesn't go away, I'm not going to be able to play this game for very long. If the controls feel bad, the controls, that's critical. That's the direct feedback to me. Those controls need to be good, and they're not. I don't know. I was really excited for this game, and now I'm completely unhyped. I got a real bad feeling about this. I don't think I'm going to like this game. Usually, when I get this feeling at the beginning of a game, it doesn't go away. So Dark Souls 2. No longer hype. 1 hour in. Hype gone. Looks great. Graphics look amazing. Cinematic leading you in was fantastic. But then I started to walk around and I was like, this feels horrible. Are you serious? This feels so slippy and unresponsive. It's the best way I can put it. That was my immediate reaction. The instant I was allowed to walk around. The instant I could move, I hated those controls. That is bad. That is real bad. And actually, it can't possibly be this. Because I've played other games. I've had the PlayStation 3 for fucking years. I adore Killer is Dead. Had all kinds of fine control in that game. None of that exists here. I don't have any fine control at all. It's horrible. And if that control delay isn't just like maybe it's because I'm using the mace, I don't know. But if that control delay is there with everything, this game's not going to be playable. Like you can't beat Dark Souls if it has control delay. You'll die. Also, I noticed Dark Souls 2 has a quirk that Dark Souls 1 had that I didn't like either, which is that it keylogs. Which is that if there's a moment where you're hitting the button madly, it's going to execute everything you told it to do. It's not going to complete an animation and then wait for orders. It will complete an animation, then an animation, then an animation. However many times you hit the button, it's going to do that. To the point where you will roll yourself completely off a cliff because you accidentally hit the button too many times during the roll animation. I really was hoping they had fixed that, but it's still there. The keylogging is still happening. That's real bad. I had such a bad feeling about this. Oh well. I'll let you know next time if once I entered the actual game world it got better. But right now it doesn't feel good.